How do you stop caring about your job? Now, that may not be the question you want to hear, or maybe for some of you, you might want to. But really, if you think about it, if you're someone who does not like your job right now, or maybe you want to change, or maybe you want things to get better, then this video might be something you want to watch and really consider whether it is the right thing to do and so forth. And I know this is something that I have asked myself as well because even the job I'm in, I'm not really enthusiastic about it. I think people are just confused sometimes or they don't want to be there or work there. So I get through all the frustrations and so forth. And that's what I want to talk about in today's video. So, for about, I don't know, the last almost 3 years that I've been in the position I'm in, or my job, I feel that one of the biggest things or biggest problems that still exists, and even my shift manager would admit when we had a private conversation, is that the communication is just not good. There are always communication problems. Between 4 shifts that we have, the communication is just not good, and people are always complaining about things are not being well explained or things are just not clear. And it's just a frustrating thing that just keeps going on, and there is like no significant improvement. Now, over time, we have implemented small improvements and so forth, and I would say things have gotten a little better. But the overall problem with communication is it's still there. I mean, there are people who call me out on things that maybe I didn't mention, or there are things that people forgot to mention, and it really frustrates me. And as a matter of fact, not too long ago, it seems like there are a couple supervisors who, from other shifts, who have pretty much, maybe not directly at me or have not told me, but it seems like I keep getting nickel and dimed by them for not doing things properly, or I'm missing out on things when I'm actually doing the right thing. So I feel like there's a little bit of OCD going on with these people. Now, with all due respect, these seem to be like nice people, but I think they go a little bit over the top in their jobs sometimes, or they're a little bit like hyper reactive when it comes to this stuff. But I don't need to be wasting my time having to fuss about these people having a nickel and dime me, and they're saying I'm not doing things properly because at the end of the day, you do the best you can, and I do the best I can. And if I was in that other person's shoe as well, on the other side, you never know what's going on in their life. They're trying to do the best that they can at their job, but maybe there are things that are bothering them. And certainly I have those days as well where I have my own personal issues and so forth, but at the same time, I try to not let that get in the way of me doing my best or doing my job, period. But I think this problem with communication right now, it does bug me a little bit, and I think people seem to there definitely is no alignment in the work that we do. So I think that in a way, it's interesting to kind of note, and it can be something to keep in mind of, and so forth. But just waiting for that noise to go away. But you know, it's definitely something to keep in mind of. So, how do you stop caring about all the office politics or all the drama that may go on in your job? And really, it all goes back down to the communication issue. And you know, I think that in a way, you just have to keep it simple. I think getting better at clear communication is key, but you also want to actively listen to people as well, because I think people are going to come at you front, bottom, right, center, whatever direction you're going to go into. And it's just all about, I think, just a little bit of active listening, and just got to have more simpler communication. And I think that is what is missing in today's workplace. And people are just going to rush, they're going to do their jobs, and they just want to get through the day. So, this is something that I have continuously worked on. And, I try to be patient with the people I'm with. And believe me, I'm a very patient person, especially when it comes to, you know, getting through life events, or even when it comes to money and building wealth. I think that really will set you apart. And I think if you're down for simple communication, be an active listener, then you will be far much better at your job. And I think there is not much that you can do uh, to force people to think your way, because that's not how I think the workplace works. You can't get people to conform or force them to think that they're going to follow your way. You know, that's not what a leader is, or that's definitely not what management is as well. I mean, micromanagement is the worst thing you can do, or the worst thing you can do is be a manager and just be, you know, telling people right and center that they got to do this and that. So, and it's something that I've kept in mind of. So, I think if you really want to stop caring about, maybe not say your job, but more about like the drama, or just all this little stuff, then you just simply be a better communicator, be an active listener, be mindful, and be able to do your tasks and perform your job effectively. You know, I'm all about effectiveness. People talk a lot about how to be more efficient, but I think if you want to be effective in anything you do, then effectiveness matters more than efficiency. I will talk about those differences, or the difference between those two, in a separate video, but it's something that I didn't want to bring up. But I just wanted to go over that today. I think there are a lot of people who don't like the jobs they're in, and I think the little stuff, like being more proactive or being better at communication, can really come a long way. So, and it's something that I continuously work on. And even though I'm not a fan of the peers I work with, or people who work on other shifts and give me attitudes and so forth, it's not easy. And so I just wanted to go over that, and just because I know that is a very common issue in today's workplace. So now, if you're interested in kind of figuring out another alternative, or maybe a different path to your job right now, then uh, I do have a new ebook that I came out with called Three Paths, Three Prisons, Freedom or Indentured Servitude. And it goes over some of the ideal paths that people take in life, while also me presenting another alternative that can help you, get on a better path. Uh, I know the title may be provocative, but I think it's well worth reading, because I want you to provide you a better alternative than the one you're on right now. Because there are so many other things that you could do in life besides doing the 9 to 5 or doing the corporate grind. And it's you know life is, there are more options in life than what you're doing right now. And I hope that you can take that into consideration. So having said that, if you're interested in getting that ebook, be sure to scan the QR code at the end of the video or click on the link in the video description. And I hope you got something out of this video. Let me know your thoughts and comments below. Uh, are you someone who just can't stand your job right now? Are you dealing with workplace drama that you would rather not get involved with? Is the communication not good? If so, let me know your thoughts, and I'd be curious to hear. So, but other than that, that's all I got. Uh, gonna end this video before it gets pretty loud, but hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, peace.